And thank you so much for being here today. I'm already feeling goosebumps. I'm already feeling so excited just to be able to see all of you people from all different parts of this country and maybe from the world also excited about exploring something. So thank you so much for being a part of it. So what is Explorathon? The idea is to really take this time to explore. Explore ourselves, explore our dreams, explore the world around us, explore our feelings, and explore what we can do with this time creatively. Today, we're going to work with images. We're going to try and see if we can manipulate images, if we can change the backgrounds of images and create our own image mashups. Images can be a lot of fun. You can create memes, you can create comedy situations, and I think fun and laughter in these times are so important. So let's see if we can use images to have fun. Images can also help us to create our own vision, to create a vision board and to put our dreams, our goals, our ideas into a visual format. Also, if you have a product that you wish to sell, images can be, you can learn to manipulate images, change backgrounds, and create product images that you can put up on your Insta page or Facebook account or Amazon when you want to sell products. So if you run a business, even if it's Ajar or Papad, you can work with images to put your images, your products online. And finally, if you have an idea, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person, or even if you're a student and you have an idea, you can learn to manipulate images to create prototypes. You can mash up different images together and create prototypes. And let me just give you a look of how both these ideas can work. The last two ideas, product and prototyping. So if you see this blue image over here, it's a simple product, but how cleanly it's been applied on a background. Now, this is a professional photograph, but if you could just take a simple product that you plan to sell, remove the background of it and replace it with a clean, nice looking background, you can create images to put up on an online platform to sell. And believe me, that's a fantastic skill to have, whether you're a small entrepreneur, whether you're a big business person, or if you're a student, even if you don't have a product, you could use this skill and do this for someone else who has a product, and they'd be happy to pay per image depending on how good you are. So there's a skill that one can build and monetize relatively quickly. And the other image over here is of being able to prototype ideas. So this is an example of someone wanting to create an app, and he starts with a sketch, and then you can use images, pick up images of existing apps or some other images that you find online and just juxtapose them together and create a visual prototype. Many of us, I hear so many young people who come with ideas, not just young people of all ages who come with ideas, and that idea remains just in the head. But this ability to put that idea into a visual form is called prototyping, and it's a very powerful ability to develop, right? So here are some two very practical uses of being able to manipulate images. So that's what we're going to attempt to learn today. And you know what? The idea of this Explorathon is that it's not me who's going to be teaching us. It's going to be my work. Our work is only to open up an idea, maybe give you some initial starting resources, give you some thoughts about what can be done. And then it's your work to go out there and learn this skill yourself. I really believe we live in a time where any of us can pick up and learn any skill that we want to right there sitting at home. All you need is a PC and an internet connection, or a mobile and an internet connection. Now, this is a picture, this is a little sketch that I made of my brain. Okay, my brain looks like that. It's got a lot of these wonky curves. The important thing that I want to share with you is that I read and found out that the part of our brain that deals with processing images is called the visual cortex. And that makes up 30% of my brain by physical volume. And you know what? In terms of processing capacity, if the brain is a computer, in terms of sheer processing capacity, processing images takes up 60% of my brain's capacity. And images are not just the physical images that I see in front of my eyes. Even when I close my eyes and I imagine, that too is an image. Even when I dream at night, that too is an image. And all that image is such a huge part of what our brain and our mind is made up of. And that's why, my friends, images are so powerful. And that's why Instagram rocks, by the way. Right. I want all of us to take a moment to think about these two questions. What did you start doing and then stopped? I want you to take a few moments to think about things that we have decided to start and stop. For example, for me, writing a blog is something that I started, I did it for a couple of years, and then I stopped. In fact, if you can take a piece of paper in front of you and write down one or two things that you started sometime back or you wanted to start, and either you started and stopped or you didn't start at all. You think of a few things, and if some of you would like to share it on the chat, it'll be brilliant. What did you start and stop, or what did you want to start but haven't yet stopped? So I hear someone saying start rapping and then stop, started procrastinating and then stop. That's great. I started making videos sometime back and then I stopped. So, right, come on, guys, take a moment and write down. If you feel like sharing it on the chat, share it. But otherwise, take a piece of paper in front of you and write down at least 3 things that you wanted to start but stop. Or you've been wanting to start, but you've been kind of fidgeting around and hesitating and not starting. All of us have tons of such things. And you know what? It's perfectly normal. I have tons and tons of such things. Sometimes I feel quite crappy about myself with that, but it's normal. All of us have that. And I think it's really cool to be able to look at it and write it down. All right. Take a cool, nice picture of yourself, ideally with a plain background. And then what you want to do is you want to convert that picture to this. This one little thing is the skill that I would like all of us to develop today. To remove the background from a picture. It seems like a very ordinary thing. We call it ye image Photoshop kiya hua hai, but I believe it's a very important skill and it's a very useful and a very creative skill that we can build for ourselves, right? So doesn't matter what age you are today, I would love for you to learn how to do this. And you can see I've not even done a very great job of it. See, my hair is looking kind of transparent. The corners are a little uh, hazy, but that's cool. I still think it's pretty awesome. Okay, and then we're going to go from here to this. Now I have this one huge big canvas that I've had with me I bought it and kept it like 6 months back. This huge 6 feet canvas. My wife, I can see she's just now going to get that canvas to show all of us. And I've been thinking that I'm going to paint with it. I've been thinking that I'm going to kind of, start. Okay, she's not going to leave me, and she's brought this canvas to show all of us. So here's the huge big canvas, and I've been wanting to kind of paint on this. And as I was preparing for this discussion with all of us today, I realized that, let me just find an image of an artist studio and put myself out there and visualize myself like this mad, crazy artist with his hair all over the place, painting this canvas up, right? And looking at this picture, I feel pretty cool. I feel quite excited. Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. There are lots of peeps who don't know how to do this, and we're going to share a few tools with you, how you can do it. And we're going to, if you have any questions, difficulties, our whole team is going to be available on Facebook the whole day to respond to some questions, to put out some tools, to put out some simple hacks that you can do it with. But let me share some tools with you. So the most simple tool that I could find to remove the background is just simply this URL called remove.bg. It is the simplest one that I could find. All you do is go there, there's an upload button, you upload any photograph that you have, ideally with a plain looking background, and it knocks off the background for you. And yes, I feel happy looking at myself in that studio with those paintings. Someone asked that. Another simple tool is photoscissors.com. Photoscissors is a little more tricky. You have to it gives you the ability to go and manipulate and choose what you want to remove and what you don't want to remove. But remove.bg is just super duper simple. So you can do that like within a minute, right? And then you can download a simple mobile app that I found called PicStart. It's available on Android and on Apple. You can download PicStart. You can choose the background. You can download a picture of the background that you want, and you can put your background cleaned image on top of that. So it operates like layers. Images operate like layers of a cake. One layer is the background layer, and then on top of that, you can put a foreground, which is the image which you have manipulated and removed the background from. So let me show you a few more simple examples. Here's what I did. So you see it's a plain wall. I tried to do the best lighting, natural lighting that I could find in my house. But you know what? It's okay. The beauty is that it's so simple. It's you just click a picture with a plain background. That's all, right? And then the next thing that I do is go to Google Images and I search for TED stage. Now, guys, this is a little difficult for me to share with you guys because, yeah, I have spoken at a TEDx before, but I would love to be able to speak at the TED one day, right? And yeah, it's you know, people will say that it's difficult to put something so personal out there, and you feel a little, you know, it's too much of breaking the comfort zone. And yes, I totally understand because it was for me to put it out there, but I said, what the hell, let me just do it. So I found this image. Get a little creative with Google Images in the way that you search and find images. And then the idea is to get to this. This is what you want to do. You want to kind of put yourself in that frame and you want to visualize yourself. I'm visualizing myself doing that TED talk, and you might have something else in your mind. But you know what? I encourage you to take that little leap and try making that image. It's a lot of fun. Trust me, it's fun. It will create some funny feelings in you. You will have weird, you know, even physical feelings, and you'll kind of almost kind of want to revolt and not do it. But I strongly suggest do it. It's a lot of fun, and I believe it creates that little bit of light. And I don't know in the theory of attraction and the secret and things like that, but I just believe that, you know, putting that and being able to see that in my mind and see that in front of my eyes, it directs more of my energy, more of my intentions, more of my thoughts, more of my decisions into that topic. And I think it does something. It's worth giving it a shot. So here are a few simple do's and don'ts, you know, about being able to put a vision image like this. Don't create an image of a result of what you want to make, of what you want. Rather, make an image of what you will be doing, what you visualize yourself doing. So I visualize myself doing the TED Talk, or make an image of the work you will have to do in order to get there. You know what, to get to that TED Talk, there's going to be tons of blogs I'll have to write, tons of videos I'll have to make, tons of things I'll have to do, tons of other talks I'll have to go and give before I get there. Make an image of the work you will need to do to get there. And the third and most powerful, there will be choices that I will have to make. So if I have to do these online broadcasts, I will have to sleep at a certain time. I'll have to wake up at a certain time. I'll have to make sure that my content is ready by a certain time. And I will have to make a choice between sleeping a little extra and waking up and getting that done. So make a visual of the choices you will have to make. Guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's this fear of being perfect. It's this fear of what will people say. It's this fear of whether it will be good enough or not is what stops us from starting. And I think the secret is to have fun. Okay. The whole idea of Explorathon is to be lit. The secret is to have fun. Don't drive yourself bananas. Have some fun. Learn a new skill. Try out a few different ideas. Visualize some crazy, whacked out things. And please, please, please share it with us on the Facebook group if you feel like. Reach out to us for any difficulties that you have as you're doing it. And I think that we want to create this space online over these next 14 days where each of us can just be ourselves, speak our mind, and be very, very honest and truthful about where we are in our life. We will be putting out this video and some other resources online on the Facebook group. Our team will be available for the rest of the day, putting some new ideas out there and responding. Please feel free to share what you have, share your ideas, share your thoughts, and let's all stay lit together. Thank you. Lots of love to all of you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.